But we have a small issue. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video on Project Vivaro. This is Vinny. Anyway, on the quest to sort of solve rattles and things like that, we've adjusted the back doors. Hopefully I'll try and put a link there or put it in the comments or something. I'm not sure how that works, but we'll get there. But also the side door doesn't rattle too much. Occasionally it gives a little, but it's low. You can see where it's rubbed. I'll show you in a sec. But we're going to have a go at adjusting it and let's see how I get on, I suppose. And if you like what we're doing here, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing and maybe sharing with your friends. Right, well, I'm inside-ish. I've actually got the doors bungeed shut because it is flipping cold and rainy and windy out there. So hopefully we'll be able to see all right. I've got a big light up there and that's actually nice and warm. But here we are, it's a job at hand. Right, so if I go up there, when I open the door, see it drop down? And also, you probably heard it. Now that is all about rubbing on that bit there. Just get a torch. You can see we've had a fair bit of rubbage there. So the door has dropped to a certain extent. It's not so bad on that one. These aren't designed to take the weight. It's just designed to pull it in. So well, what we're going to do is try and adjust it. Now I'm hoping it's as simple as adjusting these bolts. We'll find out in a minute. But I want to put a jack underneath just to take the weight of it. This one, there's no adjustment on that, but there is movement on the whole door. So, you know, we've got slack to do. The back one, I don't think we can adjust up and down. I think, unless you adjust the track, but that seems to be pretty good. There will be an adjustment on the latch on there. I'm sure we can knock it up and down if we need to, but I think the back's okay. Doesn't seem low there, does it? Or maybe a little bit. Let's see what it's like proper latched. Oh, I don't know. Well, we might have a fiddle on that latch. Looks a bit far out actually. Yeah, it looks out a bit, doesn't it? We might be able to pull that in a little bit. Yep, we'll have a fiddle, see what happens with that. But anyway, I'm going to get a jack under there. Oh, before I do anything else though, before I do any adjustments, I'm going to clean that track out because it's got plenty of grease in it, but it looks like it's a bit grinding pasty. So I'm just going to clean that out. I might take that off first and give that a clean. So get a jack underneath here first, take the weight. I'll mark where it is now on with a pen, and then we'll have a look see. Alright, I've just cleaned the track out. All I used was some cleaning fluid and some old rags. There's still a bit of muck in there, but I'll get that out once I take this out. Some of it is, I think, is the sort of plastic coating coming off. But yeah, there's a few little bits in there I might have to just scrape out to see them. And because I was saying that, it doesn't run on that, does it? Oh, anyway, let's get it off and clean that bearing up. So I've just got a little trolley jack with a old towel on it resting underneath. And got some marks there to show us where it was. So I'm just going to take the weight with a trolley jack. That's it, that's the weight taken. It's gone light. And let's take it off and see if there's some adjustment. Hope there is. Oh yeah, there's a lot of adjustment there. Let's just hope this doesn't fall apart when we take it off. It seems very tight. Right, perhaps there's a nut on the back of that. That'd be a pain if there is. Oh, Okay, so the way you get to that bolt is through that hole. And yes, the rub strip's got to come off. And how you get that off is, you can see that's slotted. You just, on this side, I don't know if it's the same on the other side, you just knock it forward, boomf, and it slides off of these. And there's loads missing, look. So I'm going to have to get some clips and address that. It's another little job, isn't it? Ooh, just fell off in my hand, governor. Anyway, in there, looks like a M8 13mm hex in there. Oh, so I'll whoop that off and let's have a look. Right, I don't want to drop that down there, so I'll get a little magnet to pop that out with. That's it. And there's a nice lot of adjustment in there as well. Sorry, I'm shuffling lights at the moment. I don't know, I'm presuming you just give it a twiddle. Ooh, and that's all nice and mucky, isn't it? Let's give it a clean. Well, we've started the clean-up process, but we have a small issue. There's a flat spot on it. So that's going to go duk all the way along. So I think, see that one's, it's not rough, but there's a little bit slack. It might be worth changing them anyway. I've seen on eBay you can get this sort of, this mechanism for under a tenner, just this bit. So I'm going to order one of them and I'm going to chuck this back on so we can still use it. But I'll see you when this turns up. And we've got some new parts. Now I do apologise, a little time has passed since I done the first adjustments. But anyway, we got this new bit off of eBay and that was just under £11 delivered. I tried going to the dealership and they wanted to sell me the whole unit. I can't even remember how much it was, but anyway, we got this from eBay. Something I've been reading about on some of the forums is that this bracket, if it's had some abuse, may not be quite 90 degrees. So if we can't get the height because of the rollers, and obviously this roller's worn, and that roller is about 2mm smaller than that roller, so that's obviously worn as well. But back to this anyway. We might have to give this a little tweak because if it's had a bit of abuse, sometimes they go in a little bit. It doesn't look too bad to me. Hard to tell, but you know, if we need a mil or two, just a little tweak there, and also obviously not having that slack on there will probably help. I also bought something else, which is, if I can get it out, a rear middle roller kit. So we're going to see if we can fit this as well, because one of the rear rollers got a little bit of a flat spot on it. So we'll see if we can get that one done as well. Oh, sorry. This kit was just under £8 delivered. But before we start on this, I want to look at this, because it's not very pleasant. Sorry, I'm in my own shadow. It's not rusty, well, maybe a little bit of surface, but it just doesn't look very nice. So I think what I'll do is I'll take the rail off, which is, oh, I can't remember, 5 T30s. So there's one there, 2, 3, 4, oh, maybe not 5, but there must be something in there holding it. I'll find out. But then I can clean this up properly because you can see inside it's a bit mucky. And what I'll do is I'll just put a tape line at the back and I'll prime it with a little bit of primer and sort of just tape it in and tidy it up, because I mean there's no it doesn't look very nice, and for how long it's going to take, we could make it look a lot better. Okie dokie, well, that doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit of tape stuck there, but I'll wait until it's dry because I don't want to muck it out. I mean, it's tack dry, but it's not dry. But yeah, I think that's not too bad, and I don't think it's too bad a match, actually. Lovely. Right, let's get on with the job at hand. That way somewhere. That's enough messing around with paintwork anyway. So basically, next we've got to get that one off and that one on, and that is held on by this little screw. Basically goes through there. It's got a little step on there, and it screws into that, which grabs on those little knurls. Is that focusing? I'm sorry if it isn't. But basically, we've got to drill this one out. You can drill it or grind it. I'm gonna grind it off. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna drill it off. So I've put a little centre dot in the middle, and I'm gonna drill that out. You could, in theory, you could do this on the van. So you know, you could jack up the sliding door, maybe grind this out, drive it off, and then put the new one in. But I wanted to take the rail off and give that a little lick of paint anyway. So we're going to do it this way. So like I say, I've done a little centre pop in the middle of that. Got a little drill to start it off. Then I think that's 7.5 mil, around about 7.5 mil. Drill it out, and then I'm going to try and tap it out with a pin punch. And then see how we go. I'm going to put it on my little pillar drill there, which is really quite dark. I'll have to move something around. And then, yeah, we'll get it apart. I didn't drill it perfectly centre. I wish I'd say it was on purpose, but it wasn't. But it's near enough. So now I just got to drive it out, make sure that'll go through. Got my little pin punch, and hopefully, oh, there she blows. That's a lot different to the new one. Well, hopefully it'll work. Had a little clean up. All I'm going to do is put a little bit of copper grease in here, just to lube it up a bit. And then we've got to put, which way round does it go? That way, I think. Got to put that in. Hopefully that will tighten up. Don't know which way to go. Let's go upwards, see what happens. Blimey, that's a big gap. I don't know if that's gonna pull up that. We shall see. Well, there's a bit of slack on it. Don't know. I think I might try and find a washer to go in there. I don't like the angle of that, so I'll find a washer to go in there. Well, I found a little washer which fits in there nice. And what I'm going to put a tiny little bit of blue Loctite on this to make sure it doesn't come wandering off. Oh, it's so cold in here. Loctite, oh, a bit too much. That'll do. Just got to try and get this in together now. Not like that. Bear with, bear with. Right. If anything, it's a little bit too... Saying that, it's going to be wherever it's going to be, isn't it? Oh, that's right. No slack on that. I mean, it's only got to move a little bit, isn't it? I've got grease in there. Anyway, we'll try that and see what happens. I'm not sure if it's going to make any difference, but I'm going to try tapping that in with a copper hide. See if it goes down a bit and engages those. So, well, it's gone in a bit. I'll try a bit more. That's definitely going in. Try a bit more. That's better. That's engaged a bit more. I don't know if we need to go all the way down. Not sure. I might even try using a vice to press it in. Right, let's try this. So I'm going to try and squish it with a vice. That fits over there, and I'm going to squish on that. Got two chances, isn't it? Let's put it in the middle of the vice. Don't like that. Well, that's better. There we go. That is a lot neater. Takes a bit of effort to get to it, but yeah, that's better, isn't it? Let's throw it on now. We're back. So anyway, I do apologise. I've got my little heater on, so that's what you can hear in the background. I've cleaned up the mechanism. That's all nice and clean. I've cleaned up this as well. It's come up really good. I had to put just a little bit of paint on just that edge along there. And when I took it apart on time lapse, I found that little, was it 6mm, it's 10mm headed nut up inside of that access from underneath. So yeah, you know, we learned something, and that's what these videos are about, aren't they? So yeah, we've got to put that back in. And then we've got the T30 screws which go in here. Now there's a bit of slack in these, I reckon. So, you know, we've got some adjustment. I'm going to set them so it's quite high, and then there's that little bracket that goes on the back. So I'm just going to fit it. It's only these little screws. I'm not going to put you through the torture of more time lapse me putting this on. So I'll throw this on, and then when we're ready to put that back on, I'll call you back. Okay, we're all back in there, and that's looking quite tidy, quite neat, I think, with a bit of white paint. I mean, we're not going for show finish here. This is just tidying it up. So next, let's get that bad boy on. I'll stick it on the tripod, because obviously I'm rubbish at doing things one-handed, like not a pro like these other YouTubers. So let's get that back in there and connect it to that with the 3 fixings, 2 bolts and 1 nut, I think. Right, I hope you can see okay. I'm just going to throw this on. We've got our fixings in here. So yeah, it's 2 bolts and a nut. So obviously the nut goes on that one through the outside. Let me see where you're pointing. Roughly about the right sort of place. I'll turn you a little. Anyway, so to get this one in, I haven't greased this or anything. I'm going to see how it runs dry, because obviously these are plastic wheels, so it shouldn't really need loads of grease on them. And then you put loads of grease in it, just traps junk. But we'll see. So let's slip in there. We get back to here, and don't fit because I slid the door. Ha. Right, so we'll slide the door very carefully. See if that reaches. And this one, you don't want to lose this in the door. You might be a pain to get out, so be careful. It's on. It's nipped up. Right, that's good. Back it up a little bit more. I've still got the original marks I'm looking at inside. So I'm going to try and go a little higher. Let's try that. Just give them a nip. Let's let the jack off, see what happens. Jack off. Yeah. Well, it ain't fallen off yet. Ooh. Well, that sounds quite nice. Should we go for a slam? Sorry I'm wiggling you. Should we see what happens? Let's take my phone out. Don't want to lose that. Wow. I don't think that's bad for a first attempt. And that is actually looks pretty good. Wow. I don't even know if we need to adjust that. Yay! Right, well I think we got pretty lucky with that. I haven't done any adjusting, all I've done is nipped them up a bit tighter. Trip over my jack handle. But yeah. That is sweet. It doesn't rub on there anymore. And it's just easy to shut. Now I'm pleased as punch with that. That's good. I am going to do that one, but I'm going to do a separate video because this is going to get too long. What I am going to do is I'm going to take this off and I'm going to clean all this off. It looks like it's powder coat or plastic coating from original because it looks horrible. You might not notice it from afar, but I don't know, I've got issues. So I'd like to tidy this up. I don't like it. Can you see it in this light? Let's get another light. Sorry, I don't like shaking you around. Oh, my light's died. Oh no! Poo! Another light. Nick this one. See what I mean? Yeah, it's naff. So I'll take that off. I think we've got to take the back light off to do that. But yeah, so I'm going to call it on this video. The bottom one, if your bottom rail's gone, perfect, do that. It's, what was it? Well, I can't remember what I said now, 11, 12 quid. And a bit of time. Obviously, I faffed around tidying up that step because it looked horrible. But yeah, these things are improving. I'm glad. Yes. Proper job. Well, I'm pleased with that. I hope you have the same fortunes if you have to fix yours. Not a bad little fix. What did I say it was? £11, £10.95, something like that. I'll try and put the link in below. Possible to do on there, but I pressed that pin in using the vise, and I think it really needs to be pushed in there hard. So doing it on the van, you could do it with maybe a big Jubilee? No, big G-clamp, and get it to press in, but I think it's better off the van. And I mean, we were really lucky. I just bolted it in. I moved it up those lines a little bit. Oh, hang on, I'll show you. Hope you're going to be able to see. Oh, it's gone really dark, but you can see the lines. The original lines I drew on it, so the door is obviously higher, but I do apologise. I haven't got a torch here because I broke one of mine, and I don't know why. I don't know what's happened with it. I'm gonna have to get a replacement. Yeah, that's on my little LED spotlight thing. Never mind. Anyway, that's done. We're going to be doing the back on the next video. Try and split it up, make these videos a little bit shorter. And that's it. And I want to be finishing this. Every little bit I do, I improve it, I think. Obviously we're having mechanicals as well. Hopefully there shouldn't be many left of this series, and then it'll be done and I can move on to the TT, which I want to do. I want to get onto the TT. We've got some polishing to do. There's lots of sign writing remnants. I don't know what you call it. It's burnt in, is it? I don't know. It's almost like a ghosting or a shadow. I want to try and polish that out. Give it a service. I don't think there's many jobs. Oh, I've got to do the back bumper, haven't I? I want to put the reversing sensors in, so hopefully I'll get around to that before I get too fed up. Anyway, so I'm on again, waffling on again. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave some comments down there. Don't forget, if you want to ask some questions about me or workshop or whatever, stick it on Instagram. It's a bit easier than following on YouTube, because I'm having problems with YouTube at the moment with comments. I don't know if anybody else is having problems, but sometimes I don't get notifications or anything of comments for 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden I get it and I answer them as soon as I can. But yeah, go to my Instagram, larks_workshop, and ask us some questions there. Ask it on some of the posts I put on if you want. I always put a few sneak peeks of what we're doing on there. There's a lot more going on Instagram than it is on YouTube, because it's easier and I'm lazy, I suppose. Oh well. Anyway, one day I'll do one of these videos and I'll be to the point and I won't waffle, and it'll probably be about 3 minutes long, and yay, it'll be good. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. Cheers then. One thing I did forget to say is, when you're putting this back on, take the clips out the door. It's easy, just give them a quarter turn and they pop out, and then stick them back on that, yeah, like that, and then push the whole lot on the door. It's a lot easier. Top tip. Project Vivaro. Vinny. Oh, Vivaro Vinny Van Vivaro. Oh, what a plonker. Cheers then. Cheers then. Cheers then.